Okay, I had to start all over again. So I'll wait a minute or two to everyone is able to tune back in, so I'll give it another minute or so before I get into the meat and potatoes of this bill. Peace and blessings to Queen Ye Melanali and the family of their sister. And sister, let me know exactly what state and city that you're tuning in from. Okay, let me go ahead and get started. This sister here has the, wait a minute, let me, peace and blessings once again to El Abdul Muhammad out in Oaktown, West Coast. Also Queen Star Elliott representing Williamsburg, Virginia. We want to welcome you all once again. As you know, those who have been tuned in before, you know, this having these difficulties, you know, these wrenches that they're throwing into the bill this evening. But nevertheless, if I have to keep going over and over and over again, it will never stop. It will never stop. But this sister here has the largest afro in the world. And you have to honor that beauty in our sisters. And so this is what troubles me so much. That how can it be that our brothers can see all of these goddesses out here, all shapes, flavors, sizes, all ideologies, different thought processes, different religions, different shades, different voices. How can you bypass the black woman and go to something recessive and deal with something that's the opposite? And you brothers come out of a black womb. Original black man comes out of the womb of the original black woman. That dark energy. And the reason why I say dark, because everybody thinks that darkness is something bad, but you can never have light without darkness. Because it's dark, you come out of darkness in the womb. You only can get rest, your best rest, in the dark. They say that, you know, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And when you have those, I'm just going to give you a little gem on this astrology a little bit. Not astrology, but dealing with the solar system. Which, when you compress dark, this is what makes stars. When you compress dark energy till it can't be pressed no more, it crystallizes, just like a diamond. Just like a diamond. And so when you have that dark energy that can't be pressed no more, it crystallizes. This is how you have stars in the sky. And so when you come from that dark energy, when you actually make that divine connection and tap into that, then everything that you view will have that originality to it, that will have that melanin to it that will have that energy, because not only does the melanin on the outside is a reflection of who you are, but most importantly, the melanin in you, the melanin that's inside of you. No one gave life to this world. The black woman has. The black woman has given everybody permission to exist. Everybody. But we've been tricked through religion by homosexual minds that constructed a lot of these doctrines together for social control and male domination. And so we have to be mindful of how these are the games and the tricks that have been played on us. And this is why, even up to the day, the black woman is so disrespected and so degraded, to the point where she degrades herself, voluntarily degrades herself today. Not all of you. Not all of you. And it disgusts me to see, a sister in her lowest form in terms of getting down for money. Ghetto gaggers, whopping, twerking, walking the streets half naked. That's a cry for attention. That's yelling for attention. That's low self-worth. When you have to have your ass shown, a miniskirt where your ass and your panties are shown. When you have to have stretch pants on, we have to sling your ass. And that's something that's sacred. Peace and blessings to Brother Reginald Fraley. That's something that's sacred. And they've taken our sacredness, and a lot of you sisters have allowed that wave of energy, that demonic frequency, to overcome you all, just like you brothers. That wave of demonic energy that manipulates and also perverts the mind. And I'm talking about porn. Now, let's get it straight. Everybody has glanced at it or watched it at some time or another. But when you come around and have knowledge of self, then you're able to see the play. Now, for those, and maybe a few of y'all that still may be engaging in that, because you don't want to sit with self. And so that demonic energy knows that. So what it does, it comes through in that form. And so you'll sit there and watch porn. And I'm gonna go a little deeper too. You'll sit there and watch porn, and you will mutilate yourself watching two other people engage in an animalistic sex. Not intimacy. None of that. Sex. Savage sex. Anal, all this, all types of vulgar, degrading sexual behavior. Now, for you brothers who watch that now, you're watching another man into a woman. So you're watching his genitals. Peace and blessings to my brother, Greg Davis. That's my comrade, longtime comrade, former professional boxer, coming out of Palmer Park, Maryland, out of the Ray Leonard gym. So I want to give honors to that brother, as well as send some energy, some positive energy to his grandson. So we want to send some divine energy to that young God, and that also to his son. May he rise in divinity and may his energy enter our cipher this evening. Nevertheless, when you're watching that, to see the process of that, watching that porn, watching another man's penis, that leads, and that demonic energy of curiosity leads to bisexuality. Bisexuality leads to homosexuality. Homosexuality leads to the ultimate in degrading and perverted the level of perversion, which is pedophilia. So you got bi, homo, pedo. And so that type of energy, and then, once you engage in that, after you sit there, male and female, and mutilate yourselves, sisters ramming everything from cucumbers to rubber, testicles in them, brothers physically raping themselves, and then that demonic energy gives you a feeling of guilt, shame, remorse. And this is why they push these television shows where you always see these sisters bent over, being violated by any and everyone. She's always the one on the stripper pole. She's always the one bent over. She's always the one being dogged, falling in love with crackers, the whole nine. The whole nine. And then they pay rappers to push this bitch whole shit. Snoop Dogg and all these other punks. All these other sissy, weak, spineless motherfuckers that have allowed the white hierarchy, the white music execs, and paid these motherfuckers crumbs compared to what they make off of these stupid motherfuckers to push this goddamn shit about bitches and hoes and tricks. But they never discuss that and make no rap videos about white tricks and hoes. Never. You've never heard one. And this music is so degrading. When you go into a department store, when you go in Walmart, when you go in Red Lobster, you don't hear no drill music or no fucking trap music playing. Because they don't allow that. That's degrading, dehumanizing fucking music. But you hear it in our vehicles. You hear it pumping. You got motherfuckers buying speakers, putting in the back of their trunks with subwoofers, blasting that fucking vibration. With the music telling them it's okay, to dog out and pull trains and all this shit on the queens. And so it's always work that we have to do. When we always talk about this cracker, but we got to clean some shit up in our motherfucking house. We got to clean some shit up within us. And this is why I've tried to link up with so many different leaders and organizations till I found out that they were on fuck shit. And that's how I created the Street Law Soldiers 18 years ago. Because of the bullshit. Motherfuckers want to either get paid for helping their own people, even motherfuckers that help to destroy the community, now they want to get paid for helping restore it. And all you've done was take. Expecting positive results. And so we must, it's some things about us we must, start with ourselves. Nobody's perfect, but you can strive to be the best version of yourself. Stop shortchanging yourself. Stop fucking your own self around. Stop being the worst motherfucker that you know. And if I ask most of you all, not just on the show, but in general, because I'm a substance abuse counselor, I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of groups. And I always tell people, name 10 things that bad about themselves. They'll name 30. And then I'll tell them name 5 good things about themselves. Some of them, they have to think, and think. And that's a test of your esteem. That's a test of your self-worth. Because we're under a serious fucking illusion. We're under a serious illusion to the point where we have become disillusional. Thinking that the bag is the most important thing. While our babies are dying every day, killing one another, dying every day. Now, every 94 seconds, a black child is aborted in the hood, in the black community. Every 94 seconds, that's every minute and a half, a baby is killed. And these be the same motherfuckers that be in the street talking about Black Lives Matter. And you just went in there and killed your fucking baby. And so, and with that, the Supreme Court withheld the law today about them fucking abortion tablets that these sisters can take, and it just kills their womb, just destroys the fucking womb and kills the seed. Because they got our sisters thinking that their career is more important than their seeds. I can't afford to have no baby because, my career is at stake. Not knowing that the millions that are aborted, that are slaughtered in these Planned Parenthood, in these slaughterhouses, in the black community. You don't know which one, you don't know who they would have turned out to be. They could have been world leaders. They could have been the ones that could change all of this shit. And the reason why I say sisters, because a brother, he can't even go to court and tell the judge, and they do it every day. And I want my child, and the judge will favor, rule in favor of the sister. Go ahead and kill it. Go ahead and kill a nigga, baby. That's one less nigga we got to arrest. That's one less nigga. So these things have, because it's a lot of black couples out here that are in financial position that aren't able to bear children, that will raise children and provide a wholesome upbringing with morals and principles. Peace and blessings to Brother Horace Raw and our Chief of Staff, Goldie Lugo. She's the Chief of Staff up in our Detroit chapter of the Street Law Soldiers. Brother Horace Raw up in Detroit as well. So, it's a lot for us. It's a lot for us that we got to clean up. And they always want to talk about this, stop this violence bullshit. I'm gonna get back to that towards the end. Let me move on to this motherfucker here, the Dalai Lama. Now, for those who don't know, he's supposed to be the Pope of the monks. They have never had sex and all of this bullshit. But now he making an apology for sucking on that little boy's tongue in public. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let me see if I can pull that up for those who didn't see it. See if I can pull it. Give me a second. Let me see if I can pull this motherfucker up. Where is that? Yeah, here we go. This motherfucker here, you know, and this was in the public. And he told the little boy to suck on his fucking tongue, and he sucked on the little boy's tongue. And so when this motherfucker, you know, when he makes an apology, you know, and everybody, and, you know, and niggas forgive him, you know, because he's the Dalai Lama, and they're supposed to never have had sex at all, period. And once again, I question any man that ain't never fucked. Any man, you ain't that much holy out this motherfucker. Ain't that much holy out this motherfucker. And then all of a sudden, you get this motherfucking thirst to suck on some little boys' tongues. You motherfuckers been doing this. You motherfuckers been doing this. He don't, you know, I don't accept that motherfucking apology. The parents of that boy should be arrested because they assisted in him being violated. Now, what's going to be the mental and emotional and mindset of this little boy when he becomes an adult and he looks back on there and see this motherfucker sucking on his fucking tongue? And what do you think his peers are going to think of him? So fuck him. You know, and see, they get passes on this shit. These motherfuckers are nasty freaks. The Pope, all of them. All of them. In Baltimore, right now, the Archdiocese of Baltimore and D.C. are under attack because 600 people then came forward that these motherfuckers then went up in and sodomized. A brother I was incarcerated with from Baltimore, Dante Stokes, he shot one of these, you know, when he was, you know, one of the priests, and he was black at that. One of the priests violated him, and he shot that motherfucker 5 times. And I think he did like 5 months. And, you know, he was granted, you know, they dropped the charges. You know, and the Pope ain't shit. If he was all holy and all forgiving and had this motherfucking heart, give us all that, take all that gold, them gold candles and all that shit, get that shit, get that shit back to Africa. Give us reparations because the Pope commissioned slavery. He told the Romans to take one side and the Portuguese to take the other side and don't fight one another. And he had commissioned Africans to the level of chattel slavery. So y'all can miss me with that bullshit. Lift that shit up, them nightgowns and shit up. I bet you they don't have no goddamn drawers on. And they sit there, look at those brothers. You know, and they look like queens with this motherfucking shit on. See, this shit is ritualistic. This whole Roman Empire was based on homosexuality through Constantine in 325 and when he conquered Rome with this bullshit. Peace and blessings, brother Thomas Jr. Hotel. Tell you how nasty these motherfuckers are. Because, see, a lot of y'all don't want to accept it. Now, this boy said, my dad told my mom for her first kill, they killed the bull. For the first kill, she had to kiss the bull's nuts for good luck. Peace and blessings to Queen Desiree White. Also, Kisha, QC Queen, down in North Carolina. Hope I got it right. Now, the son watched the father hold this bull's legs open and watch his mother kiss a bull's nuts. And that's just what it says. Dad told my mom for her first kill, she had to kiss the bull's nuts for good luck. Because you soft motherfuckers will say, you know, that's racist, or I'll be going, yeah, I'm going in. Everybody's racist. You got racism, and you have racism, and you have bigotry. It's a big difference. Peace and blessings, Brother Ken Wilder Moore, Brother Knowledge Born 7, and Rebel with a Cause down in the ATL, which will be in the ATL in a couple of weeks, linking up with those brothers and sisters down in the ATL, along with our street law soldiers that we have a branch in the ATL. This is what I'm saying to you, to you niggas who love these motherfucking ice monkeys. If you even ask a sister to do some shit like that, you might as well look the other way, because that's the direction your motherfucking brains will be going in. And so you can understand, you know, why we stand and the stance that we take fighting these motherfuckers tooth and nail. You can get it. I'm gonna show you a better understanding. Larry Pearson, this brother Larry Pearson, this young brother in Texas, spit at. He didn't spit on. He spit at cops. Spit at them. The judge gave him 70 years. 70 years. So don't talk that bullshit about racism doesn't exist and all of this old shit. And you know, you are simp ass niggas be talking that bullshit about they don't mean it like that. And the reason why you say racism don't exist, see, a lot of y'all so goddamn slow. The only time y'all recognize racism is when somebody call you a nigga or tell you go back to Africa. That's blatant. Most racism is covert. You don't even see it. You too goddamn blind to see the racism. But what do you call this case here? 70 years. And so we must petition the courts. And in Texas, it's hard labor. You got Huntsville. You got most of those Texas prison got death chambers in them. And that brother needs some assistance. He needs the support of the black community. He needs some black muscle, some judicial and political muscle to get him from out of there. I've seen motherfuckers with triple homicides that didn't get 70 years. You see, just the difference. when you fuck with these ice monkeys, it's the whole play changes. So we need to. So if anybody in Texas, have any connections, they could get in touch with anyone connected with Brother Larry Pearson's family or friends or associates, or his attorneys or whatever. Feel free to give them our information, and we would love to collaborate and see what we can do to exonerate him from this fucking death sentence. I want to give a shout out to Brother Kwame Brown, who's a stand-up soldier. And we all know, for those who don't know Kwame Brown, he was the first-round draft pick coming out of high school, and has never been done in history. Now, people have came out of high school, but they never were first-round draft picks coming out of high school. He is the only one in history that has done that. And he played for 7 teams, made about $80-90 million. And they called him a scrub and a bust and a bum and all this shit. And he took shit off of these motherfuckers for 20 years because he had a mission to buy his mother a house on a golf course, to take care of his family and the community, building community centers down in Brunswick. He's done a lot of work. He went through a lot and kept his mouth shut. And then once he retired, he started spitting fire on all these gatekeeping motherfuckers. But recently he spoke on this situation with Malika Andrews, who's a bed wench for ESPN. She's an ESPN bed wench. Who she looked at Jalen Rose, she pretended to be cool with this brother. And she claims that he put his hand under her armpit. Now, what type of shit is that? Now, let's look at this bed wench. And I'm going to go in on her ass, but look at the picture of her and Jalen Rose. Now, let's reverse it. If Jalen Rose had his hand on her where she has his hand on him, he would have been charged with sexual assault. But it's okay when the bed wench does it. In his hand accidentally, he didn't mean that. And see, this is the narrative that they push, because this bed wench, this white semen demon, all she does, along with this punk motherfucker, Stephen A. Smith, see, they are paid to dumb down and shit on black athletes. Especially Stephen A., but both of them are one and the same. All they do is dumb down black athletes. This is all the fuck they do. And then she hollering like she been violated. And she goes on everybody she's went on, and every athlete she's went on has been black. Along with this way back hairline, no hairline motherfucking Sambo jigaboo piece of shit, Stephen A. Smith, a big mouth bitch. He's a big loud punk. And he brags on how he's paid by his white zaddy to come and do what he does, to shit all on black players, to push a narrative, to turn the public against certain players that he doesn't personally like, so it makes the team owners comfortable and lowering their salaries or renegotiating their contracts. This motherfucker is a piece of shit. See, they can talk that bullshit, about black athletes, but I didn't hear them say, neither one of them, I didn't hear Malika Andrews talk about Dana White who whooped his motherfucking wife's ass. She never mentioned these white athletes. She never mentions, what's his name, something Matthews or whatever his name is, that damn near beat this sister to death. Damn near beat this sister to death. I think his name is Clay Andrews, or I forgot his name, Clay Matthews or some shit. Damn near beat this sister to death. They don't mention that. Some of y'all, this y'all first time hearing it. Some of this your first time hearing it. You didn't mention Ben Roethlisberger. You didn't mention Ben Roethlisberger, who has 7 sexual assault charges. You didn't mention him. You didn't mention Brett Favre, who took all that money from those poor people down in Jackson, Mississippi to build his ice monkey, his dead tilapia smelling ass daughter a fucking tennis court in Mississippi. You didn't mention Tom Brady. You know, how they swinging these open marriage. I showed y'all that shit. Yes, I showed y'all that the other day. All these swingers and these open marriages. LeBron James, all of them had these open marriages. Denzel Washington. I'm not just saying this. This is what they say. And then they wonder why STDs have skyrocketed 73%. So let's get back on the subject of, this black on black, so-called black on black crime. First of all, wherever you have poverty, wherever you have lack of education, wherever you have lack of social skills and vocational skills, and extreme poverty, you're going to have crime regardless of what ethnic group or what color you are. You're going to have crime. And that creates rage within one another. And that's how self-hatred escalates. Then the people begin to hate their own reflections. So they have no problem eliminating that. And then the black churches and all these other nigger groups, the NAACP, the Urban League, the black Caucasians, called the Black Caucus, and all these other so-called black groups, so-called, that do nothing, that have no hands-on in the black community in terms of assisting and putting resources together to build trade schools, vocational schools, training. You give these youths that are out here gangbanging, you give them trades, pay them weekly stipends, give them guaranteed jobs, scale jobs in their local unions once they can graduate from their trades. And you make a productive adult. They're able to take care of their children. They have no need to be on the corner anymore. But see, they don't want that. They don't want that because they make more money off the death of black people. Every day, all you see on the news, who got shot, who's the black person, black, all it is black death, black carjacking, black this, black jail, black death. And then all the commercials, white cupcakes, white this, white that, white car dealerships. My white dog is missing. And we sit there and watch this motherfucking shit and get mind fucked every morning. And so that's why I say, you know, when you'll get tired of this bullshit. You'll get tired of this bullshit. A lot of y'all are already up to y'all necks and pissed off. I can tell by some of the things that you post on Facebook, some of the comments, that you are fed up to the goddamn core with this bullshit. And what frustrates a lot of you all even more, and what really intensifies the frustration, is that the masses of our people don't know, too goddamn scared, and are comfortable in being in captivity. That's why when they talk this, you know, this Emancipation Day and all this motherfucking shit, you know, we're the descendants of ex-slaves. We're ex-slaves. We ain't ex-shit. You show me one black person that's free. You show me one black motherfucker that's not a slave in this country. So they can miss me with this ex shit like we free. And then niggas going, you know, they buying Emancipation Day shirts and, you know, looking at Abraham Lincoln like he's some goddamn god. Here's a motherfucker who was a homosexual. He was the gay president too. Because in Washington, D.C., up the street on North Capitol Street, was where he was going up to the soldiers' home on weekends, sleeping with them goddamn soldiers. This is why his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, was a heroin addict, and John Wilkes Booth was the goddamn dealer. He was slinging the dope, he was acting, and he was hustling. Because he was the only one that was able to inject her. See, they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to talk about that. This is why I tell you all, you got to look under and do the research. They made Lincoln white, like they're going to do Tupac. They're going to do Tupac the same. They're going to do a lot of our ancestors the same way. 100 years from now, they're going to have Tupac being a white boy, a bald-head cracker. Peace and blessings, brother Over Hannibal Agnar. They're going to, you watch. Abraham Lincoln had a black father. That's why whites used to call him Abraham Africanus. They used to make fun of him. That's why this was like 3 years ago. This emancipation shit they had in D.C. They was at this park called DuPont Park. And we were riding down. And they had about 100 motherfucking niggas dancing. You know how they do that line dance? They had about 100 motherfuckers. And they had a nigga like he was about 6'6". He had an Abraham Lincoln, the long coat and the big ass hat. He was leading the line dance. I had to pull over. And I was looking, and this lady had like a brick wall. And I was trying to pull one of these big motherfucking bricks because the park was like directly across the street from the houses. Because I was going to try to knock his motherfucking head off with that brick. Because that shit sickens me. You know, and y'all going to see how they use covert racism, especially on this Emancipation Day. They hate that shit. Crackers hate that shit. They're going to say, Happy Emancipation Day when you go on Walmart. That's a fucking racial slur. You go on the goddamn drive-thru at Wendy's or McDonald's. Okay, good morning, sir. We have the Emancipation Burger. That's a goddamn racial. That's a fucking insult. And when you look at the so-called Emancipation Proclamation, emancipate just means separate. It doesn't mean free. It's a proclamation. It's proclaiming separation. This is why the South and Louisiana and Mississippi continued on with physical slavery far after even Lincoln was assassinated. And that's what they're going to do for Emancipation Day, which is another hustle. They're going to sell all these spare ribs, all these pork chops, all these goddamn hot dogs and hamburgers, buns, charcoal, grills. They're going to sell all that shit for Emancipation Day. And they're going to let the slaves off for that day. You're going to have motherfuckers walking around with the red, black, and green, and yellow, emancipation, dancing in the streets. You know, doing the motherfucking Cabbage Patch and the snake and all this bullshit high as a motherfucking kite. And don't know what the fuck is going on. So I understand those that are that make those comments. You know, I know that y'all sick and tired of this bullshit. Kish, other brothers and sisters on, y'all sick of this shit. I can tell from your comments. And I've been there where your blood just fucking boils at the way that our people don't see the play. And most of us know what's going on, but fear. Fear. Yeah, you're right, Brother Ober. They'll say it's family tradition. My mother ate pig feet. My father ate pig feet. And more than likely, unfortunately, they probably are deceased. Mm-hmm. You know, I know everybody, my father and others, uncles and aunts and all them ate that same chitlins and all their ancestors. It was a time and place for that. You know, death is, you know, death is an event. Death is a transformation of life. It's an extension of life. It's not no damn tradition. And they know they can play on us with this. And so when they had brothers and sisters like you and I that speak strong and bold on this shit, you know, they try to shut us up, silence us, prevent the masses from receiving the information. Because we you know, our people, once again, you know, we are comatose by choice. We're comatose by choice. And just like conflict is inevitable, you're going to always have conflict. But combat is a choice. And our people refuse to engage. And so they'll have conflict within one another. But when it comes to combat against their natural enemy, the whole agenda changes. Now you want to pray for the enemies and sing the 23rd song, you know, in the presence of my enemies. And, you know, even though I'm at the table and at the presence, I don't want to be nowhere near the presence of my enemies. I pray that God destroy my enemies every day. Kill these motherfuckers. Get these motherfuckers out the way so our babies can have a chance to even taste what it's like to be free. to even have the smell of black love and black unity, to even smell it, to even be touching it. Because we all don't know we all don't know. Yesterday was a little better than today. But even yesterday wasn't too much different than today. And so we need to give our children's children, and when I say children, it doesn't have to be biological. I'm telling you, community. You know, when they say it takes a village to raise a child and all that, don't wait on the village. Don't wait on the fucking village. And so we need to take the initiative. You know, when we get to that point when we actually have that black love, we become each other's keepers and love one another unconditionally, and move all the sexual perversion and all the lust and all that bullshit and all that garbage and all that wretched fucking thinking, and see each other for who we really are, that divine energy, that glory, that beauty, that strength. That sister's child, that sister's boy is my nephew. When we get, and that brother's daughter is my niece. When we get on that page, and we have that same love and willing to fight and die, then we're going to move forward. We're going to begin that process of moving forward. Because a bully going to keep fucking with you till you find a way to get this motherfucker up off of you, till you crush his motherfucking ass, till you show him that every time you knock on my door on some lean and shit, or call yourself pressing me out, motherfucker, it's going to be on to the death. When we get there as a people, and they know this is their greatest fear. Henry Kissinger, Zbigniew Brzezinski, they all said it during the Nixon administration, that the greatest fear of white genetic survival, white genetic annihilation, is black unity, Pan-Africanism, black unity. And so they come up with plans day and night. They do all types of shit. And people are catching on to them. Russia, China, India, all these people cut the US dollars off. They sick of the bullshit. Uganda said, no, we won't need your aid if we have to make this LGBT shit legal. And they have made that the new civil rights. It appears that the heterosexual black male, there's an all-out assault and slaughter and extermination for us. As well as you sisters that still have the ability to give childbirth, that are still in search of linking up, with a black God. That's their greatest threat. The black family, the unification and the dynamics and structure and the reconstruction of the black family terrifies them. It terrifies them. And for you brothers who water down your energy to try to make motherfuckers feel comfortable, because I see a lot of that. Y'all go in these stores and your voice gets fucking soft to make these motherfuckers feel comfortable. I'm coming through. I'm coming the fuck through. You uncomfortable? Find a goddamn therapist, but get the fuck out of my way. I'm not diluting none of my goddamn energy for nobody. Nobody else does that but us. You got big motherfuckers, 6'6", you know, they can lift the goddamn store up sitting up there, you know. When they get in front of you, they talking like Melvin Franklin of the goddamn Temptations, but then when they get around these goddamn crackers at the counter ringing their shit up, they sound like Smokey Robinson. Nah, fuck that. That's self-melanin depletion. And I'm not in on that. I'm not in on that. I'm not in on that. And we must act accordingly. We must start acting accordingly. And see what they're doing is with these derailments and all these derailments, you notice all these chemicals have been in these tankers and on these freight trains. And so what they may be planning to do, it says now is just going to say a nuclear, biological, chemical warfare, chemicals that are in the air. But they got a vaccine for that, and it's going to be the same vaccine that they've been using, putting snake venom and all that bullshit back into our people again. And motherfuckers going to run like crazy and line up. Like the brother said, war is coming to this country at an escalating scale. Where the color of your skin gonna be your goddamn uniform. Straight like that. We cannot continue to be weak, to be passive. Teach our babies the truth. Teach them the raw truth. Take a fearless approach into dealing with this goddamn devil. But once again, I'm honored to have been chosen by the Creator and the ancestors to be placed in this day and time to stand toe to toe and face to face with some of the most ruthless motherfuckers that ever walked the planet. Because it's time for us to make all these motherfuckers pay. The scriptures say the sins from the father will be passed down to the sons and daughters. These are the sons and daughters. It's time for us to collect, goddammit. It's time for us to collect. Y'all done wiped too many of us out with AIDS, crack cocaine, mass incarceration, abortion, police terrorism. We get ready to draw the goddamn line. And if you a coward motherfucker, stay off of this line. Stay off of this show. Stay off of this, because this ain't for you. This is for people ready to strategize, get out here, feed our people, clothe our people, educate our people, show them some love, help our people raise up out the dirt, get them out from under these tents and off these sidewalks. Because those are going to be the most strongest soldiers, those brothers and sisters that live among the elements. They're going to be the ones that's going to show us how to fucking survive in the goddamn bush. So be careful in your judgment of the have-nots. And I encourage everybody, take the time, even if it's 5 minutes, meditate, pray, tap into that melanin, tap into that melanin. Tap into that inner beauty. Tap into that inner strength. Because you've been chosen. You've been chosen. You ain't just pop up on here. You done been through some fucking hell to be molded through that bullshit to come out here and have been and stand among the chosen. I was born to fight this motherfucker. I was sent here to do this shit. And goddamn it, we all got to stand up. We all have to stand up. Give honor to our ancestors. I'm just not talking about historical figures. Your mothers, your grandmothers, your great aunts, all the indigenous people, all the Native Americans, and all of our brothers and sisters, even those from the continent who were brought over here, and those who were already here, and the hell and the bullshit that they took for us to get here. So no, it's no motherfucking looking back. We gotta pick the goddamn torch up and stop fucking around playing, being all inebriated, being all high, being all fucked up, using that as an escape, opposed to dealing with this motherfucker. Begin to eat right, begin to think right, pray, meditate, get on your God frequency, get on your goddess frequency, and stand up, be counted. Because these ancestors and the future generations are dependent on us as we speak. They're begging for us to continue to rise, continue to push this energy out to the masses of our people. Peace and blessings to John Walker. Once again, y'all could have been doing something else, but you know, that divine energy drew you to this because it was tailor-made for you to get this information so you can continue to gas up and boss up on these motherfuckers. When you go on your job, you don't have to go up there angry or none of that, but represent who you are, because they expect you to be acting all fucked up and ignorant. You can professionally whoop their ass. Because the cracker's easy. The saltine ice monk is easy. This knucklehead, calcified pineal gland, cave dog, they're easy to figure out. Blessings to all of you. We gotta keep moving. We're gonna keep it going. Hopefully I can be back either Monday or early if possible, depending on my work schedule. You know, and other things that I have to do. We have to give out some more food, and we got boxes of shoes, brand new Timbs, and other things, and dress shoes that we have to distribute to our people. And so, in the meantime, in between time, you know, we got to make some shit happen. And anytime y'all have any questions, feel free to call 202-294-7831. And, you know, walk in your own greatness, brothers and sisters. I hope you got something out of this evening. I hope it can hold you for a couple of days and keep that fire going inside of you and spark that dark energy, that melanin.